Hey everyone, Miss Dempsey here. I hope you liked the new intro, so I wanted to make it a little shorter and a little sweeter and a lot less cheesier than what it was before and a lot quieter since I know I got some feedback saying that the intro music was too loud. But anyways, going back on topic, so here we are on Interlagos for the Daily B race, and we're racing with Group 3 cars. So first place ended up qualifying about a tenth of a second faster than me, and he's rocking the Subaru WRX, so which was an interesting choice. I didn't expect to see someone qualify ahead of me in that, but I mean that's just me. So I'm rocking the Porsche 911 RSR, and well, pretty much for this entire race, I was mostly focused on the guy ahead of me. I didn't really care about the person or anyone else that was behind me. I just wanted to make sure that I stuck close to this guy right here and make sure that I mean, as you can see here, we were already creating a gap between us and the rest of the pack. So, I mean, again, they're not really much to worry about. So, main focus here is just to try to get first place to make a mistake just big enough for us to pass him. But since we're just starting the race, I figured it's a better idea to just hang on tight behind them. Don't fight too early, so that way we can get away from the rest of the pack. So it'd be a intense 1v1 battle, if you want to put it that way. So here we are. So I don't get behind them right away until right here, and this is where I start to catch up to them because of the slipstream. And this is where I tell myself that I'm not going to go for the pass yet. I don't want to get any pressure onto myself. I want to put pressure on them as much as I can through the entire race, and hopefully he'll make a mistake or go just like a little too slow to the point where I can overtake them and try to steal the win. And for someone who is having a lot of pressure put on, I mean, even though I'm not right behind him, but just behind him enough to let them know that I'm behind him, he's doing a pretty good job. I'm actually the one messing up a bit. I took some turns a little too slowly, but as you'll quickly see here, I start to catch up to them again. So I mean, here I'm not too worried. We have to go through a lot of turns, so if anything, he'll probably take a turn a little slowly, and that should give me enough space to catch up to them. Here is actually where they seem to have a bit of a better advantage over me. I think it's more the car than anything else. The car is really helping him out nail those turns, except for this turn right here. This is where I've kind of started to notice that he takes that last turn a little oddly. So now that's when I start to think if he is struggling a bit with that turn, then I could probably get the jump on him. But through the twistier turns, that's where he has the advantage over me. Feels like he can get the car rotate a bit better than I can with the Porsche. So going through here, trying to be careful, trying not to spin out, because I know the time trial version I've spun out a number of times here. And this is where I've noticed that he goes a little wide, and specifically for that time where he went really wide, I actually thought he was going to get a penalty, but surprisingly he doesn't. So I managed to get that last turn a bit better, and this has helped me catch up to him. So now it's just a matter of trying to stay behind him as much as I can. We're just about halfway done with the race, or a little more than halfway done with the race, excuse me. So I'm just trying to keep a very smooth line, just try to stick right behind him. And I mean, for these sharper turns, I want to give a little space just because I don't know if he's going to brake early or if he's going to try to brake at the usual braking line for them. So I just give a bit more space, try to keep it safe. So again, he struggles a bit with that turn. and that's when I get behind him, and this is when I actually start to think if I want to try to overtake him. And that lag right there was actually because someone behind spun out and they disconnected, so that explains the lag. So side to side, and actually this is something I don't want to do. I don't want to go side to side through this turn, just because I have to take that turn really wide, the first turn really wide, then take the second turn really sharply, and I know that will get first place to build a gap between him and me. So again, just taking a look at this turn, he slides a bit and actually nails that turn pretty nicely, but I'm still getting a little bit better acceleration out of that turn, so that's going to help me stay right behind him. And this is, I mean, if you can tell, this is going to go on for the rest of the race. I'm just trying to stay right behind him, that way in the last turn hopefully I can get a good run on him, or force a mistake on him before we get to that last turn on the final lap. So here I noticed that he's starting to be a lot more defensive, which is a little interesting, just because I'm not really in a position to try to go on the inside and try to overtake him. So this turn right here struggles a bit more, so that's when I more or less tell myself that this is probably going to be the turn where it's all going to matter whether I finish ahead of him or if he finishes ahead of me. So one more time, going side to side again, and I was actually thinking here, actually I might be able to get the overtake, and no, unfortunately not, and I go a little too wide, and this is where he starts to build a gap between him and me, and I knew I messed this up a little bit, but he's not far ahead enough to completely get away from me. I'm still able to get the slipstream on him, and you just see here that I'm just really gaining on him, but I want to give just enough space so I don't punt him off into Pluto. And at this point, this is where I need to drive a little more aggressively to try to stay right behind him, and you'll see right here, this is where I get a bit close to him. Try not to get too close so I don't end up in a collision with him. So I can tell he's really starting to feel the pressure, and actually I slide a little bit. I got a little too aggressive, so now he's building the gap, gets really defensive. So this is where I can really catch up to him, which, I mean, helps me. And this is the turn that matters the most. How is it going to turn out? He brakes, I brake, and he takes his turn a little oddly again, and now I'm right behind him, get a little bit of slipstream, and now we're side to side. This is all or nothing. Who's going to pass? I end up just barely passing him. He's trying to take the inside line, really trying to get that speed down, and that is it right there. 73 hundredths of a second was the gap between him and I, but I want to give a shout out to Diego just for holding it down till the very end. It was an awesome, clean, intense race. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think about the new intro, if it's too loud or whatever, and let me know what you think about the new outro, which you'll be seeing in a moment. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Mr. MCA, the world's most okay player, and I'll see you in the next video.